Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon.
Damn, it looks like Monique was hella right about Shannon Sharpe. Over the past couple of years, Uncle Freaky Shannon Sharpe has gone through a meteoric rise, seemingly becoming a staple in the sports media sphere. Right now, his contract is up with Colin Cowherd's The Volume Network, and he is slated, based on valuations, to land a lucrative $100 million deal for his famous podcast, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. Now, just a couple months ago, Fox Sports Network went through a slew of allegations about the sexual deviancy between Skip Bayless and some of the other cast and co-hosts like Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Aicho. Now, naturally, no one knows what happened to that lawsuit, but one thing that stuck out the most was that everybody's freaky Uncle Shannon Sharpe seemingly skated by without any sort of scratch in that situation. He was there during all the accusation years, but nothing stuck to his jacket. But all that will come crashing down when everyone's favorite and most reliable attorney, I'm talking about John the Baptist level of respect and trust, Tony Busby, came out with a new lawsuit of a young woman alleging that Shannon Sharpe had raped her for $50 million. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and break the fourth wall because I know somebody's not gonna be able to understand the level of sarcasm that I'm trying to put down. I do not believe that Tony Busby is any sort of respectable man. I think that he is a liar, as people call an ambulance chaser as an attorney. And this is the same lawyer that attached his name to a lawsuit claiming that Drewski was a part of some freaky stuff. The one who was also representing somebody who was then tasked with lying on Jay-Z and P. Diddy, mucking up that whole situation. Literally, she came out and retracted everything that she said, saying that Tony Busby asked her to lie. So I do not believe that Tony Busby is any sort of respectable man. I just want to put that out there.
I'm not a lawyer, but Shannon Sharpe is being sued for $50 million in a lawsuit that accuses him of a number of things. And I read the 14-page complaint, so let me tell you exactly what Jane Doe is alleging Shannon Sharpe did. Now, the lawsuit was filed by attorney Tony Busby, who we know well, on behalf of his Jane Doe client. The suit says that Jane Doe met Shannon Sharpe at a gym in LA in early 2023 when she was 19 and Shannon Sharpe was in his 50s. Sharpe aggressively pursued her and she eventually gave him her number. But before the two of them even hang out, he apparently tries to get her to sign an NDA. She refuses to sign it, so he eventually stopped asking and invited her over. Jane Doe agrees to go over, and according to the complaint, the very first night was disturbing and unsettling.
Now let's get some things out in the open. Shannon Sharpe was in his mid-50s, she was 19, asked for an NDA, she didn't sign it. These are all things that are alleged by the plaintiff in the situation, but apparently on the first day that she had went over there, she had gotten sexual with Shannon Sharpe. And the first night that she was there, they had sex, and it was noticed that it was on camera but without Jane Doe's consent. It's very important. Then the next day, Shannon Sharpe invites her back to the house. Again, all alleged by Jane Doe. She shows up 5 minutes late. Shannon Sharpe is upset, grabs her by her neck, and then this kicks off their 2-year toxic relationship that they have that's filled with control, violence, anger, a bunch of different emotions, etc., etc. Now again, all these things are alleged by Jane Doe herself in this complaint via Tony Busby. Shannon Sharpe himself unequivocally denied everything that was going on. He said that it was a consensual relationship. He even submitted a statement that included text messages, or at least typed up versions of the text message, that included explicit and graphic text messages initiated by the young woman in question, also exposing her name to be Gabrielle Zuniga, which she was going by Jane Doe, but Shannon Sharpe felt the need to put it out there. Now, the purpose of this is to portray that Shannon Sharpe himself was free and clear. This was a consensual relationship, and now he's being extorted. What I found very interesting in these text messages is that Shannon is into some pretty nasty stuff. No, I don't even necessarily mean the backdoor things. I don't care about that. But there's a couple text messages in here that are very telling. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. That's my daddy. F. I want you to put a big black baby in me. You better crave it because you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. Oh, Shannon's into race play. This is a clear fetishization of a black man who is bigger and stronger, and these play on words are giving very much race play. I did find it interesting that Shannon Sharpe did not release his side of the text messages. I mean, if it was truly consensual, you should have no problem with putting out these things. Ultimately, you don't need to put these things out in the first place. This is court of public opinion. This does not ultimately matter in the say-so, at least to me. But I did find it weird that Shannon Sharpe introduced the fact that he does have a race play fetish to the conversation in an attempt to exonerate himself. Now, Tony Busby and his collective were very much well equipped for something like this, so they had a clip ready for Shannon, ready for Uncle Freaky Shannon.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well...
What do you say to that?
I don't...
You know what?
I don't know what to say.
I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy choke small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do with the shit you did to me.
Now, that doesn't state that he raped this woman. I do think that they have some sort of weird relationship going on. I wouldn't talk to my girl like that, or maybe this wasn't his girl. I don't know. I think that that is weird. But with that being said, Shannon Sharpe knew that Tony Busby was ready to play hardball. So he skipped out on ESPN the next day, skipped out on his nightcap show and any sort of postings, and went on the offensive. Sat down, read all the documents, and found that Tony Busby potentially had a piece of evidence that was so damning that he needed to get out in front of this. Shannon Sharpe needed to put himself in front of this and put down some heat to get it off his name.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup. Coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do.
19-year-old OnlyFans model named Gabby, aka Carly. Oh, Uncle Freaky Shannon Sharpe. I know this is a complete side note. I think Shannon Sharpe is extremely weird with the way that he is very much an open sexual person. Like, I don't think that sexuality should be hidden. It's okay to say that you're attracted to men, attracted to women, attracted to whatever you are. But the way that Shannon Sharpe goes about presenting how sexual he is over the past couple of years is disgusting. And the opportunity to send out whatever text he needed to display that this was a consensual relationship, he decided to put in the fact that there was a portion of it where he wanted his B-star eaten. I don't know. I think you could have did that without doing that. In the same conversation, he knows that there's a whole 10-minute video that he would release if he had it. We don't need 10 minutes of Shannon Sharpe stroking and poking on film in order to know that this was a consensual not relationship. Like, I think that shit is so weird. So how you don't have the video when it was recorded at your house? Maybe that was made up. Look, I don't know what's going on here, and it's really not my place in space to pass judgment. I don't defend celebrities because I know celebrities do weirdo stuff. There is very much a possibility that Shannon Sharpe, Uncle Freaky Shannon Sharpe at that, definitely did all these things that he's being accused of. However, semicolon, whatever, this is Tony Busby. I think the simple fact that if a lawyer by any other name was attached to this case, people will be looking at Shannon Sharpe much, much, much crazier. But Tony Busby is known to be a fraudster. He is known to be some sort of gimmick. Like, he is known to put out fake lawsuits like this. Most of the criticism that I've seen online and even have about this situation doesn't have anything to do with the allegations in the case. Most of the criticism comes from Shannon Sharpe, who is 56 years old, having sex with a 19-year-old girl.
Not Shannon Sharpe talking to a 19-year-old. I will admit that it is fucking weird. I'm 31. 19-year-olds look like children to me, but not all of them. Oh, that's so gross, Jonathan. No, it isn't. There's some 19-year-olds that look like 25-year-old women. And I have news for you guys. 25-year-old women will always be attractive to everyone. I know you hate I know that you hate that shit. I was but a young lad. High school, middle school. Guess who the finest women were? Around that 21 to 25. Let's say 21 to 28. When I was a kid, that's why I was like, damn, the women look good. When I was those exact ages, I was like, damn, these women look good. I'm 31 now. Those women still look good.
I think that there's a difference between those women looking good and you actually acting upon them. And look, I know the age of consent police are gonna come out of the woodwork and say all these different things, but there's a lot of things that come with these sorts of power dynamics due to age, due to status, whatever, etc., etc. And I think it's important to address all the matters in the situation, especially because there's so little validity to a Tony Busby lawsuit. It's okay to jump to the point to say that, Shannon Sharpe, you are an uncle freaky nasty dude when it comes to dealing with women.
This is a very, very messy situation. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I have no idea why a 54-year-old man is dating a 19, 20-year-old. I know y'all like to be out here bragging about smashing these young things, but that's not a flex to me. You 54 years old, you should be laid up with your wife and kids, taking your cholesterol medicine, minding your damn business. We need discipline and stability. That's and I ain't talking about just Shannon. I'm just talking about all of us in general. Men need discipline and stability.
All this is so timely to me. Not the lawsuit. You know, he got announced that he was getting $100 million or supposedly getting $100 million for his podcast on Friday. And then Monday, a lawsuit wanting half of that comes out. I think that is an outrageous amount of money. But that's not what's timely to me. It's interesting how, in a clip I still have yet to see, Trick Daddy a week ago said that he likes young girls. Apparently he got lambasted for it.
I tried dating women my age. That's the hardest shit in the world.
Oh.
They stuck in their fucking ways. They wonder why they can't keep a man.
Now look, you know they gonna get you for this now.
I wouldn't give a damn. Them old hoes need to lower their standards.
Tracy Ellis Ross says that she likes younger guys. She got some praise from it, or at least some more neutral responses from it.
We've talked about this, that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
And then Shannon Sharpe, Uncle Freaky Shannon Sharpe, the next week literally gets into a situation with a younger girl, consensual, unconsensual, you know, the word is on the curb, but he's still with a younger girl.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? Oh, really?
I am not that red pill guy, but man, marriage is sounding kind of cool. It's at least giving you some responsibility so you're not out here. And I do think it's also interesting because Shannon Sharpe was one of the people who had so much to say when it came to the Travis Hunter situation and how he was being potentially shaken down. People could see the writing on the wall, et cetera, with that.
Young lady, for you to talk about, well, the reason why I left him on for my inbox, well, you know, he's younger than me and he cheated. You see, now you threw that man on the bus. We didn't need to know that. Why you put that man business in the street? Are you perfect? I don't like the part of oversharing in a relationship because it was unnecessary.
But in the same token and breath, Shannon Sharpe could not see this one coming and set himself up after having years of experience of potentially being set up or dealing with women who didn't have his best interest at heart. Irony is crazy. Shannon Sharpe has been trying to show us how much sex he really gets into, how much deviant behavior he really gets into. I don't know if he's trying to avoid some sort of allegations or whatever the case may be, but whether it is him talking about making a girl do some nasty things on Nightcap with Ocho Cinco and Coach Prime.
You know, I'm the back shop king. So she passed gas.
Yes, sir.
She said, excuse me. I said, that's all right, baby. I generally make them shit. Ooh. It kept going.
Or whether it's accidentally going through IG Live and having sex with a woman on there and then rolling that out into some sort of sex pill collaboration, to now the desire of showing 10 minutes, no, not 3 minutes, not 2 minutes, not 5 minutes, but a whole 10 minutes of a sex tape. Uncle Freaky Shannon Sharpe is trying to prove that he is some sort of, I don't know, sexual icon. Please leave us out the group chat, Uncle Freaky Shannon Sharpe. We do not want to see that. Do not drop that tape on the internet.